Guys, I want to talk to you about my own personal feelings on the 1911 pistol. This doesn't apply to everybody. It's my personal preference for me carrying a gun and me selecting a defensive firearm. The 1911 does not meet my standards for me personally to carry a defensive, or 1911 as a defensive gun. There are people out there that can handle this gun and do great things with it. And when I say handle and do great things, I'm talking more about maintenance and user serviceability type things. And they have the time and the ability and the knowledge to maintain this gun properly. I don't like the fact, starting at, we'll say number 3, limited magazine capacity. So your standard 1911 single stack, you're sitting at about 7 rounds. You got one in the chamber. That's it. And I know people say all the time, well, I carry a 45 because they don't make a 46. You know, it happens all the time. 45's got that knockdown power, you know, and all that stuff. Okay, we should probably pick up some kind of book and read about ballistics a little bit. Okay, just not going to knock anybody down, not going to happen. My next biggest issue with the 1911 is, you know, what some people would consider a feature on the gun. It is a feature on a 1911 or a single action gun itself, is the safety lever. That safety, that thumb safety right there, I do not care to have a safety on a defensive handgun. Having a safety on a defensive handgun, I see in students come out to class that are well trained, have put a lot of effort into spending time on the range, they're good shooters. They'll come out and they'll be doing great all day long with that 1911 or that other gun they're using that has a safety on it, be it a Beretta or whatever it is. But every one of these classes also have an inoculation stress effect. You know, we do some things that create some psychological and physiological stress. And when that happens, I can almost on call tell you what's about to happen when that gun comes out of the holster. And what I see is the weapon's on safe, the gun's presented to the target, and it's attempted to fire multiple times, and then they realize, oh, I need to put it on fire. I see it so much that tells me it could possibly be a training thing. Can we train past it? I think we could. Is there a lot of people out there that are going to train past it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Me personally, no, I'm not. I'm going to select a firearm that already supports what we see in dash cam video, what we see from all the evidence out there, and what I've already done in my life. I choose a gun that I know is going to work when I draw that gun, put sights on target, pull trigger. And lastly, this is the one that everybody gets angry about, is reliability. I see more problems with these guns than anything else in the class. I see them whenever I'm using them, I run into more issues with 1911s. Now, if you get a perfectly set up 1911, and there's some companies out there that do this stuff right, and they make great, reliable 1911s. And then you've got some out there that aren't so great, but have a good name. They're better for buying than they are for shooting. That happens too in the 1911 world, if you didn't know that. And then you have times where magazines just don't get along well with guns. The Beretta 92 is a perfect example of a bad magazine happening to a pretty decent gun. So those are things we come into, but all those issues, if you know how to work on this gun, service your gun, inspect your gun, you have the time and the money to put quality parts in these things and take care of this gun. I know a lot of folks who are very successful at shooting in 1911, and almost every round they put down range is through a 1911, and their gun, they have close to 100% success ratio, at least close to what I have in my guns, or if not better or somewhere on par with it. I'm not saying the gun can't be reliable. I'm saying I personally do not have the time, or I don't want to spend the time to make this gun keep going and do what I need to do to keep this 1911 reliable. So I choose a firearm that's going to work every time I pull that gun out of the trigger. I don't have to worry about tuning extractors. I don't have to get on the internet and argue about internal and external extractors. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I have a gun that works, and it also probably costs half the price of this right here, in case it goes to the court system sometime. So once again, this is my opinion on why I have chosen to not carry the 1911 or choose it as a defensive handgun for myself. I'm interested in what guns you carry, and if you do love the 1911 and you carry it every day, and what kind of success you've had with it on the range, let us know in the comments. I'm very interested in seeing it and having a discussion here. Again, I'm Daniel Shaw, and thanks for watching.